Welcome everyone for today's session. Today I'm hosting Aus, and he's one of my favorite guys in Marc Ellis, and I really enjoy his company and the conversations that we have. Really smart guy, amazing guy with lots of success. He's a true entrepreneur, and he has lots of not only business skills, even other skills and knowledge. And today Aus will share with us about AI and how AI is valuable once it comes into the business world, if it's business or if it's employment, and how can it add value to you. So first of all, welcome Aus with our amazing session today.
Thank you, Dr. Loay. Thank you.
Great.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Before starting the session, tell us about Aus a bit. So who's Aus? What do you do? And
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I am co-founder of the business Marc Ellis, which is a talent solution provider. We've been in the market for over 15 years. Started in the UK, but always focused on the Middle East. So our sort of focus has always been this region and the different countries in the region. For the past few years, I've also founded or co-founded other businesses which are doing fairly well, including a marketing business, including a beverage or a wellness business, including an AI business. So I've been involved to sort of dip myself into many businesses which I have personal interest or passion in.
Amazing. And which business is your favorite business?
There are some people on this call that I know are part of some of the businesses, so I can't say no. I'm joking. They're all different. They all have their different thing. Of course, Marc Ellis is, it's grown to be a teenager now in our eyes, so it's self-dependent and so on. But the others are still babies, so we're looking after them in that way. So that's how I look at it. It's like I have kids and different ages and different attention.
Amazing. Great. And once it comes to AI, let's now focus on AI. You said one of the businesses that you have, it's basically an AI solution business. Can you a little bit talk about it?
Yeah, sure. So my AI journey started a few years back. Actually, it was before AI became. AI has been around for a very long time, by the way. It's just it was named different in different ways. Before it was machine learning, and then before that it was different names. We first interacted with AI around 3 or 4 years ago, where we created a platform which was a virtual interviewer. So of course, Marc Ellis being predominantly a recruitment business, we had one of the weaknesses we saw is people were really good on their CV, even on the phone calls we were making, but then when they were attending interviews, they were getting worried or scared or stage fright, basically. So what we decided to do at that point was to create a virtual interview using AI, where people can go in, have an interview, and then from there actually practice their interview. So when they attend a face-to-face interview, they have more sort of confidence. So that opened my eyes up to what AI can do and how it does it and so on. And then we eventually established Onyx. So Onyx is a UAE or the region's first smart recruiter based on AI. It's the first platform which can actually call candidates as an AI and speak to them and have conversations with them. And that's sort of developed into customer service agents and different type of solutions which help to create more efficiency for the actual employees, not just the employers at a business.
Interesting. So what actually inspired you to develop an Onyx?
Good question. Few reasons. I think one of the main was technology is always the forefront of our livelihood. As much as we hate to admit it, every day the amount of technology we touch and feel is insane in all aspects of our life. So being someone who's been in the industry for a long time, I wanted to ensure that our business is future-proof and our business is actually capable of withstanding whatever is thrown at it from a sense of technology side. So we decided to go into that field and develop the platform.
Amazing. Tell us about what's going on in the market today, Aus.
The market is, in my opinion, booming. again, when it comes to technical expertise and technology expertise and so on, I think it's, especially here in the region, there is so much emphasis on the the use of AI and technology and so on, and many companies are embracing it. So from an employment point of view, the market is booming when it comes to AI and technology as such. When it comes to actual practice, there's a lot of emphasis also on, just recently the government here in Dubai said 50% of the workforce will be agentic AI, which is, again, in my point of view, this is not a purpose to replace anyone. It's actually a purpose to enhance people's skill sets and to make them more productive and efficient. And I always focus on that part of productive and efficient because, in my opinion, there's been a scare about, oh, AI is taking my job. AI is going to replace me. AI is going to, companies, I think. Anyone who's on this call, I can guarantee that any business owner who's thinking about replacing people with AI will not succeed in this. AI should be only there to actually enhance and make people better at what they do. So the human side will always be needed.
So great. So there is no big worry about losing job and AI replacing people, because there's this myth today. Everybody's scared of most of the companies that they want to have AI agents, and they're basically firing their employees and changing them into AI, and that's this. There are lots of companies are doing this. And what is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, it's funny enough, just before this webinar, I had a meeting with one of our team members and looking at an AI tool that we've recently developed. Now, straight away, the human, I bought the human person and the AI, and I compared the results of both. Straight away, we noticed mistakes the AI had made, which shouldn't have made. So the reliance on AI cannot be 100% yet. There will always need to be a human interaction, and those who fear being replaced by AI, the risk that you have is, if you do not upskill yourself on how to use it, how to become better, that's when you will have that fear of being replaced. Because yes, if someone is productivity is at 70% and the AI can make them at 100 or 150%, of course the employer is going to be happy because they want the productivity to be maximum. But if they're not embracing the AI to push that up, then yeah, their job would be at risk, I would say. But that's why I'm saying I don't think anyone is going to be replaced unless they're not adapting or adopting to AI technology.
So there is an opportunity here, there is an opportunity for every employee to improve their performance, to 10x their performance. But the game changer is they need to learn how to use these tools to serve them and serve their mission. Correct. So it's not about, don't worry about your job, but be better at your job by using these AI tools. So Correct. This is a very great message that you just focused on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Again, I think that for me is very, very important. And any conversation I'm having, we have a very large team of people working with us, and people that are in the business. When we first launched the AI tools that we have internally, they were questioning, is this correct? Do I want to, they were pushing back as much as possible, discrediting the use of AI, etc. Once we had a few successful case studies and we showed that, okay, this person's productivity actually enhanced and increased because they acknowledged the use of it and adopted it in their benefit or to their benefit, the mass adoption was insane. Everyone wants to use AI now. When we turn off just to test the reactions, people are like, where is it? Where is it? Can we have it? Can we have access to it? And that just shows that, yes, if you do take it in the right way, you will benefit from it.
100%. I'm working with Marc Ellis, so I'm the director and head of the training academy. I remember once I get an RFQ or RFP, so it takes me like 3 days to create a proposal. But today, because of AI, it takes me only a couple of minutes. So you can have more. Yeah. So these are amazing tools.
And something, Loay, sorry to interrupt. The concept here is it's not hard work to learn AI, because the way agentic AI has become is all through prompting and through speaking to it. So it's almost like you're speaking to a friend or a colleague or whatever, I mean, it's not rocket science. You don't need to code. You don't need to do anything out of this world to be an AI user. And I'm not talking about just, for example, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. There are tools out there that are specialist or specific in every industry that's currently in the market. And that's where people can easily adopt it using prompt engineering. Or again, it sounds difficult, prompt engineering, what's going on? I'm not an engineer, how can I prompt? But in reality, it's just a chat. You're having a chat, and how good is your conversation with AI to enable it to do something for you?
True, amazing. So it all depends on how you communicate and give orders to AI to create a task for you.
Correct. And we all use social media. We all watch YouTube videos. We all, have access to the videos or whatever that show you how to use it, how to maximize it, and give you ideas. I mean, myself, I'm one of the people that, and probably this is it actually got to an extent where it was quite unhealthy for me, whereas I was always looking at on, for example, Instagram, what is happening today, what is happening. I'll see something, I'll share it with my development team. Guys, we have to embed this, we have to implement it. It's easy to learn based on the platforms that are available. There is so much content being made, really good content by people who sort of make it as simple as possible to understand what AI is about and how I can use it.
Great.
There's no excuse, basically, not to learn or adopt it.
Great, amazing. So use AI, but let me ask you a question. Why do we need to use AI today? What difference it makes if we really use AI?
You don't look, again, it goes back to the efficiency and productivity. If you said it yourself, you said it used to take you 3 days or whatever to create a document. Now it's happening in a couple of hours. So what that means is you can do more, you can be more efficient with your time. And for me, one thing that's very, very important is, and I genuinely believe this, again, through the interaction I've had with AI and different AI tools, no human is as knowledgeable as AI. AI is a knowledge hub. It's full of information from all types of different sources and so on. It can be wrong, 100%, but it also has a lot of data and information that we don't have access to as humans. No matter how smart we are, whatever, we can only take a limit of information. So when you want to investigate something deeper, when you want to take an opinion, when you want to see if this is correct or not, this is where AI should be adopted and used. You get my point? Now, one other thing, leading on from that, one other thing I've seen where people fail with the use of AI is by relying on AI 100%. Yeah. All of a sudden, and this is, funny to me as such, everyone's email communication is, 10 out of 10. It's 100% grammar, words that I've never heard or I only heard when I was in school are being reused on emails and things like this. Now, I don't think AI should be used in that manner. AI should be a guide to how you actually need to do whatever you need to do. It should not do everything for you. It should guide you. It should give you the input, unless in today's age, there are the advanced skills that AI has, with all these tools like Claude and whatever, who actually have been trained as tools to take over or do something for you.
Amazing. So you mentioned something very important. So if you rely 100% on AI, AI is like a calculator. It's a super calculator that calculates algorithms and give you certain output. It doesn't understand like human being.
Correct.
And if you rely on something that doesn't understand, so it might lead you to massive failure. So that's a very important thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Also, what are the most important skills once it comes to AI, like technical skills? So you mentioned something about like importance of prompt engineering. And what are other important skills that you need to improve? There are lots of people are interested here in AI, but how can I start and what do I need to focus on? And what kind of skill that I need to develop once it comes to handling AI?
So automation is definitely something that needs to be looked on. Again, it's not rocket science. It sounds like it's something that is very difficult, but it's actually all just connectors, and you connect them. There are tools out there like N8N, make.com. There are tools that actually are automation tools, and these tools help to connect different tasks where the AI plugs within it to make sure it gets done in a process. So my again, prompt engineering is probably the most commonly used and needs to be learned. The next one is automation and how to actually connect different platforms so they talk to each other and actually do the job.
Mhm. So let's go back to prompt engineering. So how? So the word prompt engineering, especially, so it came because years ago, actually, really something interesting. The first AI machine was invented in 1957, called
Okay.
and or Alisa, and then so during that time until I guess 2016, there were like prompt engineers.
Mm.
That there are specific engineers that they was prompting the machine to give certain outputs.
Mm.
Once it comes to prompt engineering, it sounds like very technical, but the way that you're seeing it's something really easy. Can you
Mm.
give us a little bit guidelines? How can I
Sure.
basically prompt?
Okay, imagine you're talking to someone, and it could be anyone, your colleague, your sibling, your child, whoever it is, and you want them to do something for you. Now,
Nice.
in the worst case scenario in this type of situation is if you give them limited information, they're not going to do something properly, right? This has always been a case. Like I told you to do this, and then the person says, "Well, you didn't explain it this way." This is an ongoing thing. So AI is the same. It's the same concept. It's only as good as the information you provide them. So if you give it a one sentence, you want it to create something, and you're giving it a one sentence with limited information, the output is only going to be based on that limited sentence that you put in. Whereas if you're detailed and if you actually give it exactly what you want it to do, it will deliver the right result for you.
Interesting. We have a quote in psychology by Alfred Vervisky. He says the way that you communicate to other people is the result that you get and the outcome that you reach. And that's with
Exactly.
human being. And what about the machine that processes in a certain way, and how do you communicate with it to give you a certain output or outcome?
Exactly. And one thing that AI does is, and again, humans do this as well, actually, is they try to it sometimes may overcomplicate what you've prompted it because of your lack of prompt. So it will start hallucinating, and we call it it hallucinates based on, okay, I think this is what this person's trying to do, and I'm going to give them that information. So you
Yeah,
have to be very careful at how you prompt it and so on.
yeah,
And again, it depends on which industry you're using it in and what purpose you're using it in.
yeah.
Marketing, for example, I mean, you're great at this with the videos that you've been creating recently with
I'm
your
learning from you, Aus.
with the characters and whatever. If you prompt it properly, the result will be proper. If you prompt it, with limited detail, you're not going to get the quality of the videos that you've been making. This
True.
is from a marketing point of view. And then again, other industries, it will be the same concept.
True. AI is getting smarter today. Like in Claude today, he has a little bit of intelligence and ask you about your prompt. Do you mean this?
Mm.
Or do you want to reach this outcome? And it gives you options and ask you questions to be sure that what you prompt is very close to what you are looking for.
Correct.
So that leads us, once you're prompting or using AI, you need to be very specific and know exactly what you're ordering it, because
Correct.
again, you're ordering it for a task and it gives you a certain outcome. And there's points that I would like to share also once it comes to prompt engineering. So first of all, be sure of the task that you wanna accomplish. Be sure how does it look like. The second thing, keep it in a very clear context. If you kept it something generic, again, Alice mentioned really something interesting, that AI could hallucinate. It could hallucinate because one word could mean several different things. So if you pulled it and kept it in a very clear context, so it will be very specific once it comes to a task. And even if you don't have a clear context, you might have a clear example. Somebody did something and you liked it, so you can pull that example and put it in the prompt. Like the video that you were mentioning about, I used an example of the standard of the movie 300.
Mm.
So I pulled that to standard and fit it in the prompt. So it gives me the similarity of this. And if you have even a person or a personality that you want to create out of this, you mentioned that. So all of these things, and also the tune. One of the great things that algorithm today that got you that it could even create a tune out of your prompt. So you can mention the tune, the emotions that you want to have in your prompt, so it reflects to you. For example, an email. If you want to make this email friendly or professional or funny, so again, AI could understand that tune and prompt it to you.
100%, 100%. I think going also from a recruitment point of view or job search point of view, or when it comes to things like this, I read a stat yesterday. Around 83% of companies are using AI for the long listing part, we call it. The long listing part is the part which basically looks at your CV based off the job description that's published and says if you're a match or not. So even when, forget using AI, even you as an individual, if you have a CV or if you're looking for a job or your CV might be somewhere online, as a passive candidate who's not actively looking, ensure that your CV can communicate with AI. And the way you do that, AI again, it's an amazing reader. It doesn't miss any detail. So you need to make sure that as much relevant detail as to your industry or your job or whatever it is that you want to go into is included and on that CV, so the AI reads it. Previously, as a recruiter, I'm talking, we would skim. We used to call it a skim. So we would skim through a CV. Where does this person work? What is their experience? How long have they been there? Three main questions that we usually ask when we're sourcing a candidate. With AI now, no, it looks at every single word and line and letter on the CV. So you need to be, from an explanation point of view of your experience, so on, you need to be spot on to make sure that it's not missed by AI.
Interesting. Can you a little bit tell us more about Onyx and what does it do?
Yeah, so Onyx has been created to be one of the world's best recruiters. I say one because I believe the team at Marc Ellis are the best. So after them is Onyx, and Onyx is basically the first platform that can source candidates, create a long list, which I was speaking about, but also shortlist candidates by calling them, having conversations with them, dynamic interviews by matching what the job description is requiring, by what the candidate's CV is saying, and by what the candidate is actually discussing during the interview. So if someone says, I don't know, have you worked for a specific skill? And that person says yes, but it's not on their CV, the AI will ask, why is it not on your CV? Where have you worked on it, etc. So the idea behind this is one of the biggest challenges you have in the employment world is something called a CV black hole. And a lot of the people on the call today will have experienced this, where they send their CV and never hear anything back. Okay, now that's not because recruiters are unprofessional or they don't want to, whatever. The biggest problem has always been time. When you put one application, one job, and you receive 1,000 applicants, no human can reach out to 1,000 applicants and actually look at their CV and so on. So we developed this tool to actually help candidates before anyone else, which is, look, you've applied for this job, we've viewed your CV, and we know if you're relevant, we're going to call you. If you're not relevant, we're going to email you back and tell you, we're very sorry on this opportunity, your CV is not strong, but we'll keep you in mind for anything in the future. So it will keep that contact open, and the feedback we've had is phenomenal when it comes to that line of communication.
Wow, amazing. I'm really keen to hear about one of your success stories with one of the clients. How did you fix their problem, and how valuable was that?
Yeah, I have a few cases, but a quick one that's the top of my head is a logistics business. A logistics business that has they're fairly medium sized, so SME sized business, always struggled to find people because they didn't know where to look and they didn't have a proper talent acquisition person or someone who is actually recruiting for them. So what this tool actually did for them is allow the managing director of the business to instantly see these candidates are all relevant and they're right for me to speak to, invite them for an interview, and then hire on the spot. So their hiring process became much more swift.
Wow.
The candidate experience became much more swift. So the candidates who are applying were happy to hear back. So it was building that relationship.
Wow.
And overall, that built them, I think, around 7 or 8 people within a very short period of time, which would have taken them 6 or 7 months previously.
Wow, amazing. One of attendants here that is in L&D department, and even I can see someone which is in the recruitment department. And one of the things that I've been hearing about is there is lots of emotions happens once I'm recruiting someone. If I like the person, I will recruit. If I don't like the person, it doesn't matter the skills, the technical, the capabilities that they have. So this could solve, I mean, Onyx could solve that issue big time.
Yeah, it's called the recruitment bias. So
Okay.
it's funny you mentioned this. I've done a lot of interviews and these questions have come up a lot. Where is the AI bias
Uh-huh.
based on what it's been taught? Now, in my opinion, it's actually less biased than a human, because as you rightly mentioned, a lot of humans, we have a trait where we judge someone from the first 5 seconds we meet them. We either like that person or we don't. Then we look at their skills and everything else and so on. And that could be from an employment point of view, even from making a friend point of view.
Yeah.
The AI does not go off this. It goes off facts.
Yes.
Is this person actually suitable for this role? Do they have the right skill set for this role? And are they do they have the right soft skills, you can say, even, because it even looks at things like communication, how well they communicated and things like this. So it analyzes away from just being biased based off the way the person looks, where they're from, how they sound, etc., etc. And that, in my opinion, is actually a stronger point. Actually, I had a call not so long ago with a really large employment firm in the US, and they were looking at Onyx as a product, and one of the conversations that came up was, but AI has been trained on data which is biased based on female and male preference.
Okay.
So what we did was we did a case study, and we actually did, okay, let's compare, let's do a study where we upload 20 candidates who are female, 20 candidates who are male, same skill set, and let's run the platform and see if it only selects male or female. It actually ended up selecting more females based off the skill set.
Wow. Okay.
So that whole thing was proved incorrect.
Interesting. Wow, interesting. So again, AI could be could be a bias here.
No, I don't believe so at all. No, I think it's actually far away from bias. It's very, very practical as such.
Very practical.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Great. So, Els, what do you advise the listeners here? I mean, today, as you were mentioning about AI, and there are different tools out there, different products. What do you advise the attendees here?
Yeah, my advice is, I mean, I don't know what kind of industries or kind of roles people on the platform are doing, or if you're just starting out your careers. My general advice is be AI savvy. Don't dismiss it. Actually, I saw a stat, I think around from the entire globe, more than 95% of people have never used AI. And the 5%, only around less than 1% are people that are actually using it for their own benefit. I'm talking globally here. Yeah, so it's still very, very early stages, no matter how much buzzwords there are in the market, in the media. And this is mainly because it's an agenda being driven by the very large corporates and the governments and things. So it's being passed around. It will grow, the use will grow, and we will become more reliant on it as such. But that reliance should be based on how you use it for the benefit of yourself. So my advice is upskill yourself. Upskill. How can I, if I'm a marketing consultant, how can I be a better marketing consultant utilizing AI? If I'm a finance person, how can I be a better finance person utilizing whatever job you're doing? Look at how can you plug AI to help you become much more efficient and much more productive and quicker at what you do. Because in this day and age, again, I have employee A, employee B. Someone using employee A using AI, employee B not using AI. If employee A is productive and giving me results faster, I'm not going to think about AI. I'm going to think employee A, you know what? This person is amazing because they've given me the work, 3 times faster than this person. And it's probably better quality. So this person for me is better. So you have to upskill yourself. You have to look at the ways you can utilize AI within what you're doing. Again, in our industry and in our company here at Marc Ellis, I've seen so many case studies of people by their own self, without any push from us, who are adopting AI in their own way. and they're becoming productive and efficient. I have people who are doing business development, prospecting and searching about clients, who this person is, etc. I mean, it's crazy. If you write someone's name on AI, it will give you their full story, who they are, where they work, what they've done, and so on. Report building, amazing tool. Prior to that, before, I mean, when I started recruitment, we had nothing but paper CVs and whatever. Even LinkedIn wasn't as popular as it is now. And that, where it is today, then, and where it is today, from a relationship building, it's crazy.
Amazing. Last question, and we will take Q&A. So prepare your questions. Else, you said the importance of using AI. Let's go a little bit technical. There are so many AI agents and tools out there. Which one do you advise us to start with, and what do you think is the most powerful?
I'm a Claude ambassador.
Okay, nice.
I love Claude. I think Claude is logical, very logical. The fact it asks, like you mentioned earlier, the fact it asks you or reaffirms your prompt or rechecks if this is what you meant is valuable. Plus, if you do really talk to it a lot, it will learn your personality and learn how to answer you, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, I was using ChatGPT for a very long time. From before, again, it became a buzzword or whatever. I was lucky enough to hear about it from someone who was in the US, who was one of the early adopters. And the tool is good, but Claude is on another level. From a logic, from the way it pushes back, it doesn't agree with everything you say. This is what you need. It's almost like an assistant.
Nice. And it's a multi-agent, so you have different applications in Claude, and it allows you to do so many other things.
Yeah, and there's something called MCPs. Okay, so MCP is basically trained skills, which exist all over the internet, that people have already created and have trained those specific skills for Claude. You can easily plug these in within your own Claude and get it to do things for you.
Nice. Such as building a website, or even building an app or a dashboard.
Yeah. I mean, where a website used to take 3 months, 4 months to create, you can create it within a couple of hours. This is phenomenal.
Yeah. Amazing. So great. This is really exciting conversation, and it's really valuable. So let's take Q&A. Who has a question? If you have a question, please raise your hand and take the mic and go ahead and ask. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask the question. Who wants to be the first one, or should I choose? Go ahead. I mean, come on, you guys need to benefit from Aus. It's a great opportunity here. We have Aus. I mean, he's done lots of amazing stuff. I'm a fan of what he's doing, actually. I might be busy, but I'm watching, and you're doing amazing stuff out there. You spoke in business-wise, business perspective, you spoke about Onyx a little bit. Can you speak about more other products? And again, you guys, if you have any questions, just raise your hand and we'll take your question. Can you talk to us more about other businesses that you have?
Yeah, so one of the tools we have created, we'll talk about the marketing business. Again, every business needs marketing. So this is always the case. If I had known this when I was younger and before I had studied anything or whatever, I would have definitely taken a course in marketing, or I would have had a marketing degree, because I do believe it's one of the, if not the most important function of any business. So this was a passion project spun off from Marc Ellis and the challenges we had in marketing using agencies at Marc Ellis. Doing really well. Again, we're embracing technology and AI within it. So it's helping us to do things faster for our clients, to be more accurate for our clients, and so on. We have a beverage brand called Hydrocan. This is hydrogen infused water. All water has hydrogen, but this, the usual hydrogen amount is very little in compared to what we provide in a can. And the benefits of this is actually that hydrogen makes water go into your cells, so it gives better recovery, better hydration, all sort of health benefits, even from how young you look, and so on. So this is a secret that was in Japan. Japan was, I mean, if you guys look at the stats of Japan, their life expectancy is very long. I think it touches like one of the most in the world. So when we sort of looked into and investigated it, one of the reasons is the hydrogen infused water, which accounts to around 30% of their sales of water. So we brought this into the region here, aimed at everyone from athletes to people within, even normal people who work and so on, but need that recovery and need to feel that sort of hydration.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Onyx is one, and we recently launched a platform called Engage for creatives. Engage is almost like an Uber for creatives. So again, if there's a lot of people within the creative world, photographers, videographers, models, makeup artists, etc., who cannot find work easily, and a lot of companies who cannot find these people easily. So we created a platform which allows the connection of both, using obviously technology, using AI and so on, to match the right people with the right people, and allows you to be paid on the app, keeping that side of safety there. People don't need to worry. The client pays, comes to our escrow account. Once the freelancer does the work, it's instantly released to them. So there's that safety of work being done, the freelancer getting paid, and that's actually been very, very successful. We launched this app around 3 months ago now, and we've already got around 15,000 creatives on it.
Wow.
Just in the UAE.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
So yeah, that's the story of the sort of different businesses that we have. Again, my advice to anyone who might be, I don't know the type of people that are on the call today. If you are someone who's interested in business and looking to do business, my advice is go for it. A risk is always good. A calculated risk, of course, is always good. So look at why you want to start a business, what is it you want to start a business in, and see how you can provide a solution to the problem that may exist. A lot of businesses want to copy other businesses that exist, but what solution are you providing with this? A lot of businesses open and close within the first year because all they've did is seen a business which is doing well and gone and tried to replicate it. The same part is what's doing well and how can it be better? And that's where you should be doing the business. So my advice to anyone who might be interested in a thing, and you don't always need a lot of money, especially in today's with the use of AI and technology, you don't need to have a lot of money to start your own thing.
Amazing. I was sitting with the CEO of Chamber of Commerce the other day and discussing about SMEs, and we figured out there are 3 different behaviors. So one, as you said, they copy and paste, copy other successful businesses, and they replicate.
Yep, we lost
Open Karak, I will open Karak. This guy, this girl, like open cupcakes, and I will open cupcakes. And as you said, it doesn't survive. And then you have when there are other behavior, where the money is, and I go structure my business, get the money, and exit. Again, they don't survive. And the third one is, what are you passionate about? What are you really good at? And figure out problems which is related to your passion, and create a solution out of the passion, and go ahead and outside and fix those problems and add value, and people will pay you for that. And as you said today, there are amazing tools out there will let you to open a website, create a payment gateway, and create a product by using AI.
Absolutely. I mean, a few years ago, you would have needed a hefty sum to create a website, to do this, to do that. You even to have a consultant to advise you, if I'm doing the right thing, whatever. AI is taking all of that, it will advise you if the business, it will show you competition, it will show you what potential it is at risk. One of the ways I always if I prompt anything that I'm doing with AI when it comes to business, is be a tough investor. If there is something to discredit, make me aware, and it will give me a list of things what I should think about. That then helps me and gives me an idea. You know what? This is correct. I might not invest my time here. I should actually focus on this point, on whatever.
Interesting. you said something amazing, which is gives you advice. And mentioning this, remember that I said in 1957 the first AI machine was a therapist.
Yeah. Therapist?
Therapist, yes.
Interesting.
And this is one thing. Lots of people are using AI to semi-therapy, let's call it. What do you think about this? They're having like friendly chat and communication and using it as a therapeutical tool. What do you think about this?
I think it's a very subjective thing, in my opinion. I mean, look, as I said, I love AI. My initials are Aus Ismail AI. I'm all about AI, but it's okay to talk to it as such, and if you want to have that type of thing, but don't sort of live your life based on what AI is suggesting, because that's AI is pure data. It's good for data, but when it comes to actual life decisions, you need to think about it and use your thing. I've heard a lot of stories where AI has advised people to do things which are completely wrong, on a personal level. So you have to be very mindful and careful, in my opinion, when it comes to this.
Yeah.
I mean, people like yourself, Dr. Loay, you're much easier to talk to and get advice from as someone in that field within coaching than I would to talk to an AI,
Okay, great. Appreciate that. And yes, as you said, again, you mentioned something. AI is a database that creates algorithm out of data, but it doesn't understand. Yeah.
Actually, I recommend to everyone on this call, there's a movie called Mercy on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's about AI and about an AI judge.
Interesting.
It's really, really good. If you have any passion about AI, it's really good to show you the limitations of AI based on based off a movie. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it.
Nice. Interesting. Wow. Guys, do you have any questions here for Aus? Do you have any question related to this topic or even not related to this topic? Go ahead and ask. We have Aus here. It's a great opportunity.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, go ahead. Make him.
Yeah.
Hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah.
Great.
Also, you mentioned developing all these really interesting products. Could you take me through the pipeline of discovering products, specifically in this UAE market, and then developing them, like the right model, the right LLM? You use Hugging Face a lot, especially the technical side. I'm really interested in that.
Say that again, sorry.
Especially the technical side. I'm really interested in that aspect.
Okay, from a development point, I mean, are you talking about how I come up with the idea or how I develop the idea?
A combination of both. Yeah. First discovering the idea and then developing it.
Okay, so ideas, I think I'm a type of person who always looks at everything around me and I say, what is the problem with this and what solution can I offer it? It's just my nature as a thinker. I tend to look at everything. I might look at water and say, how can this be better? I might look at, like I mentioned to you, the creative side. Actually, this was born from the Engage platform for the creatives. This was born from a pain point I had from the marketing agency that we own, which is it's hard for us to find the right freelancers when we need them, i.e. models and so on. So it was born. So it's always about looking at and spotting gaps or opportunities in places that have difficulties. That's my opinion on how I generate my sort of ideas and so on. Now, of course, some ideas might be great, some ideas might be too optimistic, very hard to accomplish, whatever. So you end up filtering them down. So that's the development side. From a technical side and building side, I'm lucky enough to have a team of people who can develop things for us. I have one of our superstars who I actually named my superstar, who can build products for me. However, again, in today's age, you have lots of AI tools such as online website builders. There's a website called Lovable. Lovable can build websites for you. Claude today can build websites for you, etc. So that helps with the development side, at least on an MVP scale. So minimum viable product. So something that you can test the market with. What a lot of people don't do correctly is they go and invest money, that could be their life saving on something which is a hunch. I think this is going to work. And they go and spend a lot of money on developing it and then it fails. What AI can do for you today is it allows you to test the market using minimal cost and minimal, even if it doesn't look the best, even if it doesn't do everything correctly or has bugs, at least you can test the market to then justify, if you spend money on it, to make it proper. So that's the approach I take. I usually look for a challenge or a problem within something that I'm seeing. Think of how can I make this into a solution? How can I actually turn this into a business which can support this business? And then I develop it from a technical side.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
that
here,
makes sense. Thank you.
great. So there is a great definition of business. Business is fixing a problem. So spotting a problem, that could be a first step toward an opportunity for you.
Correct. And my advice to anyone on this call as well, if you are looking from thinking to start a business, whatever, never start a business with just the intention to make money. Because when you look at the bigger picture, what you should focus on, I mean, everyone wants to make money in business, that's why they do it. But if you just have that as a focus, you will not look at the right parts of your business of how you actually make money, which is, how do I become successful? How do I make this business successful? And by successful, I mean providing the right service, the right product, the right quality, the right speed, or whatever you're doing. From there, what you'll generate is success, and money follows success. We always say, and I think Zaid had a call a few weeks ago on the same type of thing, money is the side effect of success. So money comes after you're successful at what you do, or if it works properly.
Yes. Great. Well said, Els. Great. Any other question? We have a couple of minutes and we will end this webinar. So if you have any question, go ahead and ask. So thank you, Mikom, for this beautiful question. So again, business, there is great opportunity for you to do business, but Els said something really, really important. It's not a hunch. Sometimes something that you think or feel it's right. It's about, creating something really valuable for customer, success story that gets you the effective business. Yes. Great. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ina,
Um,
go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to ask two questions, but you kind of already answered the second one, but I still want to ask to make sure.
Go ahead.
So I know you were talking about using AI to mainly upscale in terms of, or to upscale yourself in terms of business. But do you think there's any way to also kind of apply that in areas such as like consultancy or advocacy, things like that? Or would it be like the same way that you apply it in a business or finance type of aspect? And my second question was, how do you, because my biggest fear with AI personally is, how do you challenge it before accepting that what it's telling you is accurate? Because it can make mistakes often, which is kind of what I guess makes me fear using it.
Good question, Sheena. I think the second, just to answer the second question, you're absolutely right. So you have to, if you heard what I said at the beginning of the call, I said use it as a sort of knowledge hub. Don't just get it to do things for you. Okay, so the idea is, if you're prompting it and you're seeing a result, my advice, if you're using it in your own field, you know your field, so you will be able to sense, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this doesn't seem right, so I'm going to discredit it, and I'm going to look or prompt it further to understand why it might have given me the wrong information. Okay, if you're using it to learn something new, my advice is still do your own research, but do it briefly and compare it to the results that are coming with AI. Then you will understand that, okay, it's actually guiding me to do the right thing or not. And always, if you're using it in that format, always be tough with your prompts. So tell it, like, are you, question it. How do you know this? Where did you get this information from? Make sure that it gives you as much facts, because AI will go on the internet and pull data from the internet. So it will be able to give you the links of where it got this answer from or where it got this information from. Then you can cross-verify it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
So imagine this, it's a hub of data. It just pulls data that you prompted and you give order with. Could be right, it could be wrong. That's why you need to debate it. And what Els said is really important to do. So great. Wonderful. And you said you have another question, the first question.
Yes, my first one was mainly, since you were mainly talking about using AI to upscale yourself or to upscale yourself in terms of business or like financing or starting a business, is there a way to kind of apply that to someone who's going into consultancy or law or advocating? Would it be like the same thing, or would there be something?
No, it will be exactly the same thing. So again,
Mm.
it's as Loay just mentioned, it's all about the data it holds, right? So by you prompting it, it will go and get all that data and present you with information that will be useful. It doesn't matter if that information is in finance, in consulting, and whatever. We are a consulting business, and we provide we use AI to guide us. Is this correct or not? I mean, Dr. Loay is a trainer, and he uses it to help him with his training material and so on, to make sure he hasn't missed anything or whatever it is, or maybe it's giving him information that he might not be up to date with. So you can definitely use it in cross range of skills.
Yep. And also mentioning about upscaling yourself, I've worked on something really interesting. Remember that I've came out with an app that the goal of the app, the mission of the app is making you a better version of yourself. And there are lots of great technical stuff out there that can AI interact with AI. So we came up with an app called the Coach, which the goal is to help you to understand yourself more. That helps you to personalize your success story and your development plan according to your personality, personal goals, values. And this is all based on AI, and it tracks you. It's all based on AI, and it helps you. Again, there are lots of great app agents, tools out there that can help you, but it depends on how do you use it. What is your goals? Be sure what do you want to achieve, and how would you use it. So great.
I saw a question on messages, which is how can AI be useful in management of assets and investment? Again, it's a very good question. If you look at, I mean, I'm not a asset or investment manager, although I studied it actually, but I never got into it as a field. You can look at Claude and search for MCPs within management of assets and investment, and there will be skills out there which will give you the skills which can do this job for you, or can guide you with it at least.
Perfect. Aus, any last advice that you like to give and share out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my last advice is just embrace AI, don't be against it. Yeah, and think of different ways you can use it to help you become better and more productive. I've repeated the same message maybe a few times on the call, because I'm witnessing it firsthand how AI can help people become really, really good at what they do and stand out from the rest of the crowd. And remember, all of this buzz and everything is only 5% of the globe who are actually using AI. Yeah, so 95 are still not. So imagine when everyone starts embracing it and using it.
Yep. And you can start from today and lead yourself toward this great achievement. And again, AI is there to help you to become a better you, to be more productive and efficient.
Exactly.
So great, excellent. So today it was a really, really beautiful session with you, Aus. Thank you very much for attending this session. We're looking forward to host you again one more time, inshallah. And everyone, stay tuned. We're going to have another session after 2 weeks. Please attend the next session. If you're not part of the community on WhatsApp, go ahead and join the community. You will have the link in your email. Just click the link on the WhatsApp and join the WhatsApp community so you can have everything updated with you. And send the WhatsApp link to your friends also. There are lots of people would love to learn and would love to grow, and join and invite them to be part of this community. Great.
Thank you so much, Dr. Loay, for having me, and thank you for hosting this, and hope it was useful to everyone.
Great. So thank you very much, everybody, to attend, and looking forward to see you in our next session.
Take care. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye.